What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. Today, what I have to do is take care of this baby here. This is my Aloe Snowdrift. It's pretty old. I've had it for a while. It started out as a small plant with maybe a couple of pups, and as you can see, it's gone a little crazy. The reason why I have to unpot this and kind of remove the pups is because it's too crowded and it's not able to absorb enough moisture. As you can see, it's still very dry, dehydrated, let's put it that way. And when I feel the soil, I watered it a couple of days ago. It's still a little bit damp, but it's just very, very, very crowded. So I am going to remove the pups. I'll remove this from the pot, and then I'll remove the pups. I have my scissors here to remove any of these dried up leaf tips and any dead leaves. Yeah, some of these are just gonna come right off. And then we'll see how many we end up with. So a lot of these are going to be sold off. So if you're in the US, look out for the listing. Look at this. You can see very, very dry. You know what I mean? Not good. Anyway, here we go. Let's get started. This shouldn't be too hard, I hope. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, wow. Not too bad. This is so interesting how these plants don't have such big root there aren't a lot of roots in this, which is kind of surprising to me. I see some new roots, some young new roots, but I'm going to keep most of that soil in there so I can reuse it. All right, we have one pup here that's breaking off. This doesn't have any roots, but I am going to propagate this. I'm going to let it harden off after I clean off the tip. That's one right there. Before I remove the pups, I'm going to remove as many of these dead leaves as I can. Dead leaves go on the right, pups go on the left, okay? So, yeah, this is one of the very prolific type of aloe hybrids that pups and clusters like extremely quickly. Look at this one's good, which I love. And I think that was the main reason why I got, well, no, it's not the main reason why I got it, because I have an aloe collection. I have so many different types of aloes. I just don't really feature them as often as I probably would like, because I don't think there are a lot of people that share the same passion for aloe that I do. But I probably should, because I love them, and why not, right? So you can see this is the mother plant right here. And we've got pup, 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 lots of pups. All right, let's just start breaking these away from mama. The good thing about these, or most aloe actually, even if you don't get any or a lot of roots, they root pretty easily. My trick to getting roots on pups that don't have is I'll take the pup if it has no roots and I'll put it into a container with just a little bit of sphagnum moss just on the bottom. Sometimes like a plastic cup is good enough. Just put like maybe a centimeter or an inch of sphagnum moss on the bottom. Stick your pup in there. Wait a few days after you've cut it, because that gut needs to heal. So the good thing about it is having a small amount of sphagnum moss, it quickly absorbs the moisture and helps the plant hydrate, but then it also quickly dries. So that's one reason why just a little bit of sphagnum moss works really well in getting some roots on your pups, on your baby aloe plants. So I'm anticipating some of them will not have, just take off these dead leaves. Some of them will not have, hold on. Some of these will not have a lot of roots or even no roots, but I'm not worried because I know I can get it to root. But look at all these babies. I love this. So exciting. And most of these are nicely rooted, which, you know, saves time and effort on my end so that I don't have to worry about it. I love this plant because when it gets bright light, this doesn't get bright light now, and that's why most of the leaves are pretty green, but you can see this leaf in here. See, yep, it's very white. That's the Snowdrift signature color. It's like that grayish white, which I loved when I saw it. But of course, this isn't getting the light that it really should in order to color up. I could change the location. It's in a north-facing window, so it doesn't get any direct sunlight. Just taking extra soil off of this. You know what? I'm gonna remove anything that has roots because I don't want those roots to rot in here when I repot the mama. I don't even know where I'm gonna pot the pups that have roots. Like, I'm gonna have like a lot of I don't want to set up all those cups because I'm going to have way too many. There's so many babies. Oh, this one's coming off first. Look at that. That's a cute little pup. Look at that. It's got some nice roots on it. Very exciting. Okay, here's another one. This one's going to take some time to clean off. I've always loved aloe, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's just aloe, it's just a succulent, but there are some really interesting cultivars, hybrids out there. This is one of them. I don't know what the parentage is on this, but I just think that they're very, very cool. And if you take care of them and give them what they need, some of them actually go very quickly. I have, I'm not sure, it didn't come with a name, and I can kind of assume what the name would be, but I don't want to do that because with another aloe I have, because, you know, people get mad when they're like, that's not what that is. So I'm not going to even pretend. But one of my aloes, I have a lot of the same, and when I give it a quick wet dry cycle every week, it just explodes with growth to the point where I have to cut the top and let it callus and root, and then a new sprout comes out. And it's just very rewarding for an aloe to grow like that, especially with when they have cool colors. That's another one that's done. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay, this is oh, wait, a little baby. Look at this little baby. Here's an example of one that doesn't have roots that I'm going to put in the sphagnum moss. And this should do fine. Here's one. Oh, look at this with a little tiny baby. Look at that little baby. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Let me just take off these dead leaves. I want to keep this baby attached to this pup because I don't, it's just too small to be on its own. So I'm going to keep these together, be very gentle with that. This is so much fun. I love doing this kind of stuff. Look at these pups here. We've got two little ones I didn't even know were here. And the cool thing about aloe, unlike other plants like, let's say, bromeliads and air plants, tillandsia, that also pup, these guys don't have to be mature to start pupping. Those plants, they usually have to be mature or be flowering in order to send off some pups, but these guys don't. So you can increase your collection if you want more of the same relatively quickly. And that's another thing I love, because you know me, instant gratification with plant growth is where I'm at. So this one looks good. I'm going to keep those two on with Mama Pup. It's so funny because it's a baby, but it's a mama. All right, look at that. Two there. You got to be very careful because this one's floppy. And this is the pup here. Set this gently over here. And we still got more. This is so much fun. I love this. This one is nice too. A nice size. I may put a lot of these into semi-hydro. I don't want to say semi-hydro. I don't treat it like semi-hydro. I just either put them in lava rock and let the lava dry out completely, or leca and let it dry out completely, because it has the superior airflow for oxygenating the roots. So that's something, I have a lot of them in lava rock that do extremely well. So I may do that with some of these, but I doubt that I'll have many of these left because I'm sure they're going to sell if, you know, people are interested. Here's another little puppy. Just a little bit of roots, but just enough. Same with this one here. This one has good roots though, look at that. And, you know, some people say, oh, you should leave those old leaves, or they don't want to remove them because it can be risky. You can break the plant easily because they're kind of, what is the word? Fragile, that's the word. So I like to remove the dead leaves. It's just my thing I do, because I've had experience where the dried leaves, if they get wet and they stay wet too long, can create a rot situation, and then there goes your pup, or at least your pup gets compromised. The roots can get compromised. This is a nice pup too. All right, let's see. What it looks like here is that we have the mother plant and a pup, but I also see that there are some pups from the pup on this. So, and you can see here, this is a good view to see how they pup out, like where the pups come from. Some of them come from the main stem that the roots are connected to. Others, like this one here, came from kind of like the middle of the stem. You see that up there? So that's interesting. I mean, I could leave that and have a double-headed aloe, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to remove it and start from scratch and then see how many pups mommy has. It's going to be hard to count because all of these are going to pup as well. So this one won't have any roots. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to just keep these together because there are no roots on this pup. It's kind of far from the soil. So I have so many that I've just removed. I don't want to have to worry about this one rooting in addition to the others. Most of the other ones have roots already, but this one has absolutely no roots and it's a bigger plant. It should be fine because it has all of this real estate to hydrate itself, to sustain itself while it grows roots. But I might as well just keep them together. I do see that there's another pup in there. You see that pup growing out of there? Get a little closer. There's a little pup in there. But I'm not going to worry about those. I'll keep these together so that they're not lonely. I'm so stupid. But I have a lot of pups. So as soon as I'm done cleaning this one off from the dried tips, I am going to see how many we ended up with. Okay, if I count this one and the baby, right, that would make this 3 plants in one right now. So let's say 3, right? I'll take this out of here. That's yucky. So let's say we have 3. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 plants out of this one pot, out of this one mama plant. That's pretty cool. One thing I don't like is this soil doesn't have a lot of perlite or anything that's going to help drain. So wait here. I'm going to get something. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to use just a little bit of the orchid bark. It's Better Grow orchid bark because it has not just bark. I really want this for the large pieces of perlite and the charcoal. So I'm going to mix some of this in here just so that we get a little more aeration because this is pretty compact soil here. It's been in this pot for quite some time. I don't even know how long it's been, but it's been in there for a long time. A little more. Mix it up like you're making dough. Make sure that it goes all the way to the bottom so the drainage is not just in the top portion of the soil. So make sure we get everything that this little plant needs. Let's see if I can get just a little bit more. There we go. Mix that up. And then I'm going to put Mama back in this pot. That way. Can we make a little, oops. I just sprayed soil everywhere. Put a little bit of this in here. All right, so now I'm gonna take Mama. I'm not gonna do anything to these roots. They're pretty healthy. Actually, this here doesn't look so healthy. It's kind of dried up. Any of the roots that are dried up, I'm gonna remove. This one is no good. Let's remove that. Good, 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 good. Dead leaf. So the reason why I'm removing any of the roots that are definitely dried up and like they collapse when you squeeze them is that is just going to rot anytime I water and if it stays wet for any period of time. So I just try to get rid of anything that I know could help rot take hold. Okay, so this is good. I'm gonna put this back in the pot like this and secure the soil around those roots. And then in a little while, I don't know if it'll be a year or 2 or 3, is when I will revisit this and pull more pups off because there will be more pups without a doubt. So this is Mama Plant. Let me get rid of some of this extra soil that's around here. This is Mama Plant in her new digs. Let me just get her all situated here. There. Pretty good, right? It looks like I didn't do anything, and meanwhile I have all these plants. So, let me put this in the corner here. So these guys are, most of these will be absolutely no problem in starting to grow on their own. So I'm going to separate these into the rooted and the unrooted. Actually, I'm going to do them by size also, because we have the large ones like this with the babies here. Okay, then we have the medium ones. All of these are with roots. Okay. And then we have some of the smaller ones that don't have roots. This one is like halfway between. It has like one root, and 2 roots really, but I'm gonna put these together with these guys that don't have any roots. So you see this? The stem that was attaching this to the mama plant kind of dried out. Sorry about my dirty hands. I'm gonna pick that off, and I'm gonna let this cut end dry and heal. And what will end up happening is roots will start to grow, like maybe 3 millimeters up from the cut end, and we should be in good shape. So look at that. So we've got the big group, the medium group, the small group, and then the mama. So that's it. Haven't really decided what I'm gonna do with these guys. I know the ones without roots are gonna go in a cup with sphagnum moss, but the ones with roots, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna handle that, because I potentially could have just a whole slew of little pots with all these plants in them. So I may get like another pot and a bigger pot and kind of put the larger ones separated from each other in the pot. They'll be popping out and they'll fill in. And I could do the same thing with the medium. The small will be on their own. So that's it. The care for these guys, they typically like very, very bright indirect light. They can't handle some direct sun. These guys, in my care, don't get any direct sun because they're in a north-facing window. But I really could put them in a brighter light situation if I want that white to come out more than there is here. And I'm not anticipating I'll have all of these for very long, because I'm thinking people are going to want them. So yeah, so I got to figure that out. But some of these will go into lava rock, I'm sure. Some of them I may grow in straight up orchid bark. I don't usually do that because sometimes the bark holds on to too much moisture. But again, just like orchids, as long as it dries out, they'll be fine. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. But here we go. We unpotted, we removed the pups, most of them, repotted Mama and her sister, and a little baby that's in there. And now I just got to deal with these. So yeah, if you're interested and you're in the United States, take a look at the Etsy shop soon. Not right now, it's going to take me a little while to get these up, but right now the shop is called The Plant Parent, I think. Something like that. I recently changed the name from Cuttings Plus because I don't do cuttings anymore. I kind of do baby plants. But anyway, yeah, if you have any questions about this type of aloe, how I've been taking care of it, even though it's not necessarily in the optimum conditions to have the right color that this plant is meant to have, and obviously there was a dehydration issue because it was too crowded, reach out, let's talk. Otherwise, like the video if you enjoy this kind of stuff. That definitely helps. Comment like you normally would. Share and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. And I will see you in the next video with my dirty fingers.